Boom. Trade recap. So today I traded the Dow Jones, MYMZ20. Dow Jones. Listen, let's start all the way at the beginning. Hold on, let me clear this out real quick. Clear out everything prior to today. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, boom. Let's start on the weekly time frame. Weekly, we could see right here there was a rejection, and then this week price went down, left a wick, and then came here. This is just like what you could see. It's not really that important. I just take a glance. Daily, this is the important stuff. Last Friday, you could see this candle right here. Just basic candle anatomy. This candle came, the wick, what does the wick mean? It came here, came all the way down here, and then it came all the way back up and closed like this, which shows a rejection. As I move down in time frames, you're going to be able to see. 4 hours, this is where you could really see. There was this low right here, all right? So this was a low that broke structure right here and caused the high. However, on Friday, price came down and it swept this low. Why is this important? This is called a liquidity sweep. This is a liquidity sweep because this area is a place where many buyers place their stop loss. Because this was a low that created a high, broke structure. Many buyers place their stop losses here. So when price sweeps it or goes under it, their stop losses get hit, and that's just more money that goes to the markets. Liquidity sweep. Hourly time frame, as you can see, I just put a box around it. It's called an inducement liquidity sweep. Similar things, similar concepts. So inducement right here / liquidity sweep, it induced it, and then it came back up, created a breaker structure. Boom. Now let's go to 15-minute time frame. This reaction off of this break, so this was the lows, it broke, and it made such a bullish reaction. That shows me that this was a liquidity sweep. If this was like sellers were super strong, it wouldn't come down here and bounce all the way back up. It would continue going down. It would have closed below here. Understand? So, okay, let me come in today. Let me go into replay mode. Start new. Boom. So coming into today, this is what I saw. I saw we swept this. We came up here. And then this was the Asian session and the London session. So usually the session highs and the session lows are liquidity points. Because for New York session, these are usually targets. Like price likes to target these areas. So I'm going to go down once again. 5-minute time frame. As you can see, there's a supply zone right here. New York supply zone, which caused this breaker structure down here. It broke these lows and then it continued lower. So this is a significant supply zone, you could say. So let's see what time it is right now. I'm going to go through this step by step. This is 8:55 a.m. So my session starts at 9:30. I don't take any trades before 9:30 no matter what. That's a rule. All right, let's start going. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Okay, I got you. So I'm just moving through. Okay, New York session open. This is 9:30. Let's go in the 1 minute. Why not? So we are inside of this supply zone right here, as you can see. Price came up in here. Can I look for buys? No. There's no liquidity sweeps over here. There's none of my entry models. This is just price going up, chopping around a little bit, going up. I don't see anything that I would like to trade at the moment. I do see there's these lows right here. They're just resting. The Asian session lows as well as the London lows. Equal lows. This is something which I'm interested in at the moment. So I'm looking at that. Now, let's continue. Let's just play price. Boom, boom, boom. Since we have swept these highs up here as well. Hold on. We've swept... How do I move this? We've swept these highs right here. This was a liquidity sweep that I wanted to see. Now, I was interested in sells to target this one right here, this liquidity, the session lows. So I can't just enter sells right off of this being swept. Like these got taken out. I can't just enter sells now. That's like, I need confirmation on the 1 minute time frame. So that's what I'm looking for right now. So as we play through, we're going down. So this was the low right here. get my highlighter too. This was the low that created this high, correct? Now we could see that price broke below these lows right here. Bearish breaker structure. We broke these lows. Now I could potentially look for buys. Sells. I could look for sells. Boom. So I have this 5-minute supply zone marked out. And this was an extreme supply zone. Extreme. Because it is the most premium level that broke the structure. So now let's play through. Let's see if I get tapped in. Nope. Consolidating. Nope. So this whole time I had sell limits right here. Boom. I had sell limits right here. And I was looking to target this. I probably refined it a little more. I probably refined it to, let's see. I think the 3 or the 4 minute. I think I refined it to this. So this was my refined zone. So we have a good enough risk to reward. Session lows right here over my target. And this was my trade that I was waiting for. So here I'm just sitting here waiting. I have the limit set, waiting. Price never came back. Instead, I had this zone marked out as well, which was a decisional zone, correct? Because this was the zone that came down and broke this structure. However, why did I not enter from here? There's an extreme zone, which is much better because it's at a premium level. And second off, if you look right here, this is way in discounted levels. You don't sell at a discount. That's like the number one rule. You don't sell super low. Yes, this played out this time, but my risk to reward isn't going to be that great because I'm already selling when price is down. In addition to that, it's just not a high probability setup. So I just didn't take it from there. But I do acknowledge that price did react from this decisional supply zone. So that's a decisional. Reacted off of there. Cool. At this point, price swept this liquidity. You can see, swept it. At this point, I got rid of my limits. I'm like, okay, my target got hit. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to see what's up. I was zoomed out a little bit, came over here, saw that there is this decisional demand zone. Why is this a decisional demand zone? We could look here. This was the most recent demand zone before price broke structure over here, because this was the lower high, lower low, broke structure, made a higher high. So it broke this. And this was like the most recent one. Like down here, if you go all the way down here, this would be the extreme. So this is the extreme demand zone. This is the decisional. Boom. Decisional and extreme. So I just had that marked out. I was like, okay, I'm going to be on the 1 minute. I'm going to wait and see if there's any confirmation. Let's just play it through. This is patience. Right now I'm just tapping through, but when you're in the markets, you gotta sit there and be patient. All right, boom. I can see price tapped into this decisional demand zone. This was, let me mark out the structure for you. Boom. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, higher high. As you can see, price hit my demand zone and it broke structure on the 1 minute time frame. Bullish break of structure. Now, what do I see? There's a demand zone right here. 2 minute demand. Boom. Boom. It's going to be my entry. Boom. Put my thingy right there. My long tool. I'm going to add a couple of ticks below just for spreads and stuff. Always add that in there. Give a little bit of breathing room. And my target was, I think, 333. Right below this extreme supply zone. Because I knew price could likely come back, mitigate that extreme supply zone, and continue lower. It could have maybe went even lower than this to the extreme. It might have just retraced. But whatever it was, I didn't want to hold through it. I wanted to come, go to the probable area, and just get out. I don't want to hold the trade for too long. It's just headache. You know what I mean? And there's no guarantee that price is going to break this level. It could very well come in here and then continue lower. So boom. I had this set. Once I saw this breaker structure right here, there was a lower low. It got broken, created a higher high on the 1 minute. I set this And then let's just let the price play out. Boom. Boom. We got tapped into this trade. Now, let me tell you something, bro. I low-key did feel panic right here. Price is coming down. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get stopped out. It's just metal. It's just moving around in there. But then price just moves. That's why you don't touch your stop loss. I don't care what it looks like. You just hold it. I put my stop loss here for a reason. I don't care how close it gets to it. If it doesn't get touched, I'm not going to fiddle with the trade. Continue, 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 continue. Okay, boom. Let me tell you one more thing. So right here, once price broke this high right here, bullish break of structure right there. Once it broke that, boom, boom. That's when my stop loss for this trade from here, this was my stop loss down here, I moved it to break even. So the stop loss was now at break even. So if price came down and hit me at my entry, I'd get taken out of the trade. I wouldn't be at a loss. I'd just be flat. And that's acceptable. I will take that. Boom. So let's see what happens. Price after that just moves bullish, moves bullish. Boom. Goes up. Hits me at my take profit. I'm out of the trade for about 4.3 risk to reward. That means if I risked $1,000 on this trade, I would have made $4,370. That's what risk to reward is. Now, just for shits and giggles, let's see how price reacts off of this extreme zone. Let me tell you, this is why you don't trade after 11:30. Because if this zone got tapped into within my trading session, I would have sold from here. However, it is out. What time is it right here? 1:30 p.m. Let's see if this zone gets respected. It's very unlikely to get respected. See, the zone got killed because it's outside of my trading session. Stay within 9:30 to 11:30 and you'll be straight. So that's my trade recap. First trade recap. Let me know how you like it, bro. If you guys want more of this, let me know. Peace. Take care, guys. Salman Capital out.